Straight up, hard the edge, tall in the phone, don't stop. Watch the trunk pop.
What's happening? What it do? So yeah, man, coming back bringing y'all another video. I'm gonna go ahead and update on these playoffs that then took place. So Milwaukee was able to hold off elimination. That was a good game, man. That was a good game. Them boys in Milwaukee showed a lot of heart. Giannis went down in the second quarter where he tweaked his ankle. And Middleton came up big. He came up big down the stretch, man. I don't know if he was trying to send a message to his coaching staff that, you know, they can go to him in the fourth quarter with the game on the line, you know what I'm talking about? But that boy showed up big, you know, especially down the stretch. Eric Bledsoe stepped up. You know, a lot of them guys stepped up, man, and it looked like, you know, they made up in their mind that they weren't going to go down without a fight. But Miami just kept coming. Just kept coming, you know. So I think it's going to probably end in 5. You know, a gentleman's sweep. They need to go on and sit Giannis, man. Giannis need to go and lay it down because that ankle ain't finna heal up during this series. You know, and you don't want it to be a situation where it gets worse. You know what I'm saying? Well, he twisted real hard in the game. In the second quarter, he really just barely, you know, tweaked it, you know. But once your ankle, man, like, you ain't got to be to play organized basketball, you know, to know what an ankle sprain feel like. You know, you never went out there on that basketball court and played basketball, man, then twist your ankle. You already know, man, you can't walk for a week and a half, right? You know what I'm saying? You can't run. Like, it's tough, bro. And so any little thing, man, is gonna re-aggravate that injury. So, I mean, he did his best. But if I'm the team, I'm going here, sit him down. Team, you know, we're going to try and play hard, you know what I'm saying? And see if we can win some games, but I'm going to sit Giannis. Toronto then tied up the series. That's another team who, you know, they showing that championship pedigree, you know what I'm talking about? Like, if they still don't have that go-to guy, you know what I'm saying, in the clutch, who game in, game out, can get you buckets down the stretch, you know, who can win and score on one-on-one matchups, but they still showing a lot of heart and a lot of fight. Siakam stepped up with a big game. Kyle Lowry stepped up with a big game. They finally was able to hit some threes, which, you know, they've been struggling in the previous games, the previous 3 games, hitting a 3. So they was able to hit some threes in that game, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, Boston, on the other hand, you know, they kind of struggled, you know. Jaylen Brown was struggling real bad, you know, from the field shooting the ball. So, I mean, it is what it is, you know. I'm still rolling with Boston. I still think Boston got the talent, they got the coaching, they got the defense, you know. And so, I think, you know, over the 7-game series, they're going to be too much for Toronto. So, I still got Boston winning that series. But Toronto showing a whole lot of fight. Then you had Denver, who tied up that series with the Clippers. You know, they played extremely well. You know, was able to shoot the ball, kind of got their legs up under them after that grueling 7-game series, and they was able to get one from the Clippers. I at this point, I'm not giving the Clippers no excuses. No, I'm not giving no teams no excuses. I'm not trying to hear no excuses. You know, about they eased up, they took it easy on them. I ain't trying to hear it. Denver outplayed them boys. You know what I'm saying? They shot the ball well. They moved the ball well. And I mean, they did what they had to do to top the series and to let the Clippers know, you know, that they just weren't gonna run through them. Which I said that they was gonna run through them. You know, that they was gonna run through Denver. Denver got other plans. You know, now I still don't think that this series is going 7. I think the Clippers is gonna win it in 6 games at the most. They could probably still win it in 5, but the Clippers haven't shown me, you know, the ability to run up to wheel off 3 straight wins. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna give it 6 games, and I think the Clippers gonna go and get Denver up out of there. The Lakers bounced back from the loss that they took to Houston. LeBron and AD had big games, which, you know, was kind of expected. But from the outset, in that first quarter, man, they hit Houston hard, and it was the intensity. I mean, now I'm not gonna say that they can't. I'm not saying that they won't, you know, play with that type of intensity on defense through the rest of this series. But the fact of the matter is, Houston came out, I ain't gonna say they came out flat, but they was real careless with the ball. I mean, they had, what was it, 8 turnovers in like the first half or something, or the first quarter, man. It was crazy, bro. You know, they was turning the ball over left and right. Couldn't really get into their sets. The Lakers was in them, and they was everywhere. They had a nice little game plan, you know, where they switched the zone and was like, you know, look, we just gonna stop the penetration. And even though Houston shoots a lot of threes, we not a great 3-point shooting team. Like, we just not, you know. We have some guys that's good or decent at shooting the 3, but we don't have knockdown, you know, shooters from the outside like that, you know. And so LA was willing to take their chances, you know, with that, and stopping the penetration. And so it got them out to a big lead. Now, the thing about Houston is that at any point in the game, we have a number of players that can get hot, you know, and shoot us right back into a game. And that's what happened in the third quarter. Well, you know, at one point we was down 20, and we come all the way back, you know what I'm saying, and take a lead. So, to me, it's going to be, it's going to come down to what type of adjustments Houston is able to make for Game 3. Now, if you are a Rockets fan, if you paid attention to the Houston Rockets, then you understand that Mike D'Antoni is not the best coach when it comes to making adjustments. But I think that's more tilted towards end game. You know what I'm talking about? Like, when a team comes with something, or they doing something, they having success with something, or we're struggling, D'Antoni isn't that great. He's bad. He's bad at making in-game adjustments to get the team to, you know, scrap something that's not working and to do something else. You know, he gonna stick with it, you know, whatever that is for the rest of that game. You know, win or lose, Game 1, Game 7, it don't matter. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what type of coach he is. But I have seen in the past where from game to game, he would make some adjustments. He'll make lineup adjustments. He'll make, you know, offensive adjustments I ain't gonna give him defensive adjustments because he always got a defensive coordinator / defensive coach who's running the defense. But, you know, he'll make some adjustments. And since this happened on the offensive end, where they jumped into this zone and they'll switch in the middle to man, you know, they'll go from zone to man, from man to zone, you know, and keeping them boys out the penetration. Harden and Westbrook was saying a man and a half because whoever was next to them on the right or to the left, they way off the shooter. And so what LA's doing is they not in front of their man, they on side of their man, but they close to the passing lane. So that's what Houston wasn't getting. When you try to swing that ball, it's somebody, you know, he ain't on the man. Your teammate looks open because really he is kind of open. But his defender is in the middle playing the passing lane. So when you try to make that pass, that's easy for them to steal it or deflect it. You know, and so that's gonna have to be the change. It's gonna probably have to be more cutting, more passing, more ball movement, which that's not how the Rockets play. But to get the type of shots that they gonna want and to get LA out of that type of defense and playing that way, it's gonna have to be more player movement. That's how I feel. You know, it's gonna have to be more people moving. The ball gonna have to be moving. You're gonna have to know people. You're gonna have to know where your teammates at. You know what I'm saying? And once people start moving, and the ball gets to hopping, well, now you get LA scrambling, and that opens up the penetration for Harden and Westbrook and Eric Gordon, even House. That opens up the penetration for them where they can get to the rim or they can kick it to somebody that's wide open. You know what I'm saying? The other thing is they outscored our bench like 51-13. Gerald Green ain't give us nothing. Austin Rivers ain't give us nothing. McLemore didn't give us nothing. And then you got Westbrook, who only gave us 10. Now, dude, you know, you love his energy. He still gave 10 rebounds. You know what I'm saying? The Rockets ain't gonna beat LA without Westbrook. They're not gonna do it. You know, I seen people on Twitter who was talking about they was hoping that Westbrook would foul out, you know, to make it easy for D'Antoni, or D'Antoni needed to sit him and pull him. You know what I'm saying? That's not the route to go. Because Westbrook is a player that's still gonna demand attention. He still demands respect of the players on the opposing team and the coaching staff and all of that. You know, it's just a matter of, again, D'Antoni figuring out a way to put Westbrook in attack mode. Now, Westbrook is also going to have to hit shots, bro. He took 7 threes. That's not his game. Like, he got away from that in the regular season. And that's the thing, man. It's like, you know, you try to get people to change how they are and what they do, but when the rubber hits the road, you know, are they gonna revert back to what they was doing before? And that's what Westbrook doing. It's like, you know, they shutting off the lanes for him to penetrate, you know, and to try and get to the rim and stuff like that. And so they are giving him that 3-point shot. They want him to take that 3-point shot, you know, but he has to be stubborn, you know, and maneuver or force his way into the paint and stop jumping in the air trying to shoot, you know. Like, he got to play better. Like, he just have to. All the other starters shot at least 50% from the floor. And that's not saying that they played great, because P.J. Tucker, didn't play all that great. But, his defensive assignment, I can't be too mad at him. Eric Gordon stepped up and did his thing. Harden, was 6 of 12 from the floor, 4 of 8 from 3, so he had a good shooting percentage. He had 27 points. But Harden is a balance where it's like you want him to be more aggressive, especially when he's shooting that well. You want him to be more aggressive, but at the same time, you can see how they playing him, where they sending double teams at him, and you know what I'm saying? Like I say, he's seeing he got a man in front of him, then this dude is damn near right there guarding him, and this dude is damn near right there guarding him. You know what I'm saying? So he has to trust his teammates, and be unselfish and give them guys the ball and give them opportunities to make plays and to make shots. So, LA had a hell of a game plan from Houston. I had said after game 1, that Houston shouldn't change their game plan. It should be attack mode, going to the basket. LA did their job. They said, look, okay, you have 3 guards that could beat pretty much anybody in front of them off the dribble. They can get to the rim. They can find shooters. Gonna play zone. We gonna pretty much double your guards. You know what I'm saying? Eric Gordon may be the only one that they ain't really double, but he ain't the best passer once he get into the paint. If he get into the paint 9.5 times out of 10, he gonna shoot it, and then throw his hands up looking for a foul. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's gonna be. So, I think it's gonna have to be more ball movement, more cutting. That ball gonna have to move a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Just to get LA moving and scrambling around, to kind of force them out of that zone, and to force their defenders, to be honest, because otherwise, it's going to be hard for Houston to really get into their sets, like they want to, get the shots that they want to get, and stuff like that. So, we're going to see, man. This series look like it's going to be a real bona fide chess match. The only thing that gives me a glimmer of hope is that I don't see Vogel as a far better coach or tactician than D'Antoni. There's some coaches like Spoelstra, San Antonio Spurs head coach, of course. Brad, whatever his name is, in Boston. Like, some of these coaches, man, they are great tacticians, really good in-game type coaches. Those are the ones that D'Antoni simply can't beat. Like, he can't, he don't have no answers, and it puts the players in a position where, they're just trying to out-talent people because, there's no offensive scheme, there's no offensive game plan that D'Antoni could come up with. And again, if a team is doing something offensively against the Rockets, he completely lost. Like, he might as well not even be in a huddle, you know what I'm saying? Because he ain't telling nobody how to stop nobody. That's on his assistant coach. So we're going to see how it plays out, man, what adjustments they can come up with. Y'all already know this coming week, baby, is back to the NFL, man. Football going to be back. Thursday night football going to be the Texans in Kansas City. So before then, we're going to come on and give our picks for the week. You know what I'm talking about? And get ready for this NFL season to kick off. But until then, man, don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, drop a comment. You know what I'm talking about? I'm gonna holler at y'all boys in a few. Tell your friends by me.
Who's the man and who's the G? L to the